digging down in there.
Second down and 10. And Phelps will try to find his mark. Throwing the football, straight ahead running for about 5 yards, Andre Childs. And up to the 30, Sam Brandon on the stop. He's the team leader in tackles. 5-yard gain will be third down and 5.
When even though these two teams really like to run the football, there's a great matchup. Colorado State's 2 wide receivers are very, very good, very talented, and that plays into the strength of UNLV. UNLV's secondary is experienced, and they cover man-to-man better than any other team in the Mountain West Conference. That's a good matchup outside.
Sonny Lubick says they just got to figure out a way to get him the ball. Not getting the ball enough. No blitz. Van Pelt with time. It's tipped away. Adam Seward knocked the ball down and forces another Colorado State punt. And this is going to be a very good defensive matchup all afternoon.
Well, Bradley Van Pelt trying to get his tight end. It's Jose Ochoa. Big, huge target coming from the right side of the offense, moving his way across, and just outstanding coverage that time.
Seward, a redshirt freshman from Bonanza High School in Las Vegas. And now another punt coming from Joey Huber. His last punt partially blocked, so neither punter's had much of a game to speak of so far. But this time he kicks it high and far, and Mason, fair catch called for at the 19-yard line. They'll add 5 more yards onto it because Mason did not get enough room under the halo rule. And UNLV should start this drive right up close to the 24-yard line.
You know, Dave, with that halo rule this year, we've seen some punt returners and talked to them. They've said, you know, as long as they have that rule in effect, there's no reason to fair catch anything. If they have to stay that distance away, then I can catch it and try to run with the football.
So the Rebel offense will get
interference on the kicking team, 5 yards, first down.
Let's take a look at it, and you're going to see here on the left side, right on your left, right here we're at, and just as that ball was come down, anytime you get inside that 3-yard buffer, they're going to call it.
50-yard punt, Rebels with the ball. When we come back, the Rams have a 7-0 lead. Nissan introduces the totally new 2002 Altima, available in either a 4-cylinder or V6. The cure for the common car. Nissan, driven. Jason Thomas, under pressure, throws incomplete. Intended for Michael Johnson. Johnson being harassed by Dexter Wynn. Dylan Pfeiffer is UNLV's kicker. He dyes his hair to relax himself, and as you see there, he was got to be the most relaxed person in the stadium today.
I mean, I'm looking at it, it's not relaxing me at all, David.
And Pfeiffer is a sophomore out of Coronado High School in Colorado Springs. So, Colorado, you take credit for this guy.
Now, does he name those?
He's a charming young fella, but he just does it to relieve stress.
Does he name those dudes? Because I'd call that one the skunk.
Here's Joe Harrow getting around the corner for the first time. And he slices close to a first down. A flag comes out as Harrow goes out at the 34. 2 yards shy of a first down. And let's see what the penalty is. It's against UNLV.
Right, he threw it right at Peter Tramontanis, who was right on the sideline, making a block at the end of that run for Joe Harrow.
Jeff Grau finally knocked him out.
Offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Second down.
So a block in the back backs up the Rebels.
Take a look. It's going to happen right at the end of the run on the sideline. Watch 61. He's right here right now. And he's working on the sideline. You see it right there. See the push in the back? Working on wood was Tramontanis, and it was a good call. If you're engaged in the front and the guy turns, you can continue to block him in the back, but he was not engaged with the player in the front, just made a block in the back, and the official called it on the outside.
Tramontanis, a senior from Alturas, California. Second down and 15 now for UNLV. Thomas, time to throw. Bobby Nero had it and dropped it. And Nero was wide open, playing on the inside of Justin Gallimore. It'll be third down and long.
Well, Nero did everything right on that route. He ran a beautiful route, went up the field and pressured up the field like he was going deep, and then broke down. The ball was delivered on time and just did not come up with a catch. And Jason Thomas was trying to find some confidence standing in there throwing the ball. He's got to have his receivers catch good throws like that.
Neither quarterback has got in a groove here in this very long first quarter. 4:07 to play in the first, still 7-0 Rams. Colorado State threatens blitz. Here they come. Thomas unloads. Almost picked off. It falls incomplete, but Drew Wood got a hand up there. And Jason Thomas and the Rebels very fortunate that he could not pull it down. And another Gary Cook punt coming up.
Well, and DeJohn Manley was open. Jason Thomas had the right idea, but he had the time to set his feet and throw. And watch as he's falling out. He needs to kind of set his feet, and he kind of threw it falling away. If he stands in there and delivers the football, he'd be more accurate on the throw.
Dexter Wynn averages 16 yards a return, which is the best in the Mountain West Conference. And he is joined by Pete Rebstock. And the Rebels take too much time getting the snap off. I'm not sure why.
You can understand the concern with having the first punt blocked.
Delay game. Offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
And Colorado State moving around a lot on that defensive front and confusing, and UNLV just took too much time to figure out the blocking scheme. Got the delay.
Rebstock took a punt 66 yards back for a touchdown last year against Nevada, so he too is capable of going the distance. Wynn and Rebstock are right around their 45, and we've got another penalty. And maybe some movement on the UNLV line, which will send Cook further into his end zone.
Good ball. False start. Offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
Well, Gary Cook is now standing in the middle of the end zone. And it's 4th and 25. Back-to-back 5-yard penalties on UNLV. And this is shaping up to give Colorado State very good field position. Tight spiral kick fielded by Rebstock at the 49. And he's got a lot of room. Cook, the last to get him, can't get him. Finally captured by Seward inside the 10-yard line. Pete Rebstock went to the left, and there was a wall of blockers waiting for him. And Colorado State is knocking on the door for another touchdown.
Watch the block as he comes off here by Vomhoff. Right. Oh, you saw the top of the heads on the bottom of your screen.
Saw the debris.
He picked up a great block as he took the ball actually backward at the beginning of it. And you see the speed of Rebstock. He was just full go once he turned up that sideline. Watch the block that you're going to see. Oh, he picked up several good blocks down on that sideline as he got a wall set up for him. And Sonny Lubick told us you're going to see the two best special teams in the conference this Saturday.
Childs cut down as he got back to the line of scrimmage, which is the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Lamar Owens in on the stop for UNLV. 2nd down and goal from the 9. And special teams has really reared its head here. We talked about it before kickoff. Both coaches concerned about it. A week ago, the special teams turned in 17 points for the Rebels. Today, the special teams for Colorado State looking to set up what will be its 14th point of this first quarter. Dreesen in motion, stops. Childs play action. Van Pelt's in trouble. Still on his feet. Boy, you see his mobility, and he turns a loss into a short gain, falling to the 6-yard line before Ross Dalton pulled him down. Dalton, a junior out of Cimarron Memorial High School in Las Vegas.
Boy, you see Van Pelt's strength. He's a strong quarterback. He was an option quarterback in high school, a running quarterback. So he likes to tuck it up and run. And UNLV, great coverage in the secondary. They're able to bring a linebacker blitz. They're good enough in the secondary that they can do that and know that they're going to have coverage downfield. Van Pelt just couldn't find anybody. But he turned a 5-yard loss into a gain.
3rd and goal. Colorado State. Childs in the backfield. Van Pelt to the corner of the end zone, picking on Kevin Thomas. It's incomplete. And it's intended for Joey Kupari, and it falls incomplete. And a field goal situation now for Colorado State. And Kupari wanted some interference call, and it didn't look like Kevin Thomas turned around and looked at the ball. He may have a case, but as it stands, Kent Naughton is in. He's 2 of 3. Believe it or not, he's attempted just 3 field goals all season, all 3 against Wyoming. His longest, a 38-yarder. Former valedictorian at Burlington High School, Burlington, Colorado. This is a chip shot by kicker standards. And it's good. And Colorado State now a double-digit lead of 10-0 with 2:16 to play in the first quarter.
Well, you can give, Dave, all 10 of those points to Colorado State's punt return team. They came up with a big block and then a big run back that directly led to these 10 points.
Sports West is your source for sports on the internet. For the latest information on your local team schedules and upcoming telecasts, go online with Sports West at www.gosportswest.com. Halftime in Provo, BYU 42, Air Force 13. Battle of unbeatens in the conference. Here at Sam Boyd Stadium, it is 10-0. And as you see in Southern Nevada, what doesn't get watered does not grow.
Well said. You look out there, and that is not a lot going on out there. A few scorpions just mulling around.
23-yard field goal as a 10-0. After the fine punt return by Rebstock. Bobby Nero and Mace back to return the kick. It does appear that the ankle injury to Dominic Dorsey is really giving him fits. And as an example, he's not in there now. Well, 4 plays, they went 2 yards. Kicked a 23-yard field goal. And you see Mason and Nero standing close together now. They split as the ball is kicked off. And this is Mason, 5 yards in, and he'll put it again. And the Rebels will start from the 20, still looking for something positive on offense. Jason Thomas, a year ago, was injured in the second quarter against Colorado State. And the Rebels mounted a comeback late in the game, scored a touchdown with just 30-some seconds remaining. But the extra point was blocked, and Colorado State won 20-19. They went on to win the conference championship by 1 game. Well, the preseason contenders are here, not contending for the title, at least this week. They're just trying to stay alive. And Thomas throwing on first down. Irvin Johnson. And Johnson has a first down out close to the 35. Justin Gallimore on the stop. And for young Irvin Johnson, a freshman out of Los Angeles, just his 8th reception of the season. 16 yards it's good for, and a first down.
Well, and you saw Jason Thomas at his best right there. When he drops back, sets his feet, and throws the ball on time, he has great velocity on the football. That was a good pass that was thrown before the break. And as Irvin Johnson came back to it, was right there, right in the pads. And that's what they've got to get Jason Thomas in the rhythm of doing. Drop back, on time, throw the football.
Haro, the lone tailback. Play action. Thomas wants a home run. He's going for Johnson. He's got Johnson. Irvin Johnson looked at the end zone for a touchdown, and the ball fell away. A flag is down as well. And it's pass interference against the Rams.
Well, and Jason Thomas with another good throw, and this time he's rolling to his right.
15 yards, automatic first down.
He's rolling to the right, but he'll get his feet turned around and throw the ball. Watch the post on the outside to Irvin Johnson, and let's see if there's a little contact here. They called a little contact in the back, and I don't know if that was enough to and take a look at the end here.
Well, you can't touch him.
This is the Dexter Wynn defending, and he did push Johnson a little bit. No excuse for dropping that ball, whether he was pushed or not. Johnson should have come up with that, and that should have been a touchdown for Jason Thomas and UNLV.
First down at the 49 of Colorado State, and Haro is just sandwiched and knocked back for a loss by Justin Gallimore.
Boy, did you see him come up from the secondary that time? Boy, you'd love to see your defensive backs come up. There's the two twins. You see them right there, Justin and Jason Gallimore. Well, they've identical twins, both starting in the secondary at a Division I program, a rarity. They followed each other to Northern Colorado and then transferred in here. And Justin, the one you just saw made the hit, was a academic All-Mountain West, first team All-Mountain West, big-time player.
One of 3 sets of brothers on this Colorado State team. They're all from Colorado. Here's Jason Thomas on the option, and Thomas nearly breaks free, but he comes down at the 45. Adam Wade stopped a big gain, and it'll be another 3rd down for UNLV. 3rd down and about 6.
Well, you think, Dave, when Justin and Jason are back there on the same side of the field, that they ought to have a feel for one another and what they're doing out there.
Just like the fights in junior high. You hit him high, and I'll hit him low.
That's right. And don't mess with a twin brother. if you pick on one, you're picking on the other. They'll both be there.
3rd and 6. Rebels are 0-5 on 3rd down. Neither team has done very well in the 1st down department. Thomas finds his tight end Manley. He spins across and has a 1st down. At the 36, Drew Wood on the stop. But Deshaun Manley made that 1st down happen all by himself after he got the ball. An 8-yard gain and a 1st down.
For a beautiful pirouette move back to the inside. Very athletic tight end is Deshaun Manley. In high school, he played tight end, wide receiver. He punted. He returned kicks. He was Mr. Everything, and you saw his athletic ability on that play.
Well, the 1st quarter has come to an end, and the winner is the Colorado State Special Teams. And they've given the Rams a 10-0 lead. Hey, in Southern Nevada, beautiful day, and we're ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. And Jason Thomas downfield. He's got it complete. It's tipped. It's caught. Touchdown. What started with Michael Johnson ended in the hands of Troy Mason, and UNLV has one of the most bizarre touchdowns you'll see all season.
Well, and that didn't look like just your typical deflection. It almost looked as if Johnson spiked it back over to Mason. Of course, he didn't do it on purpose, but that was an amazing play, and Mason had the headiness to catch that and take it into the end zone.
Dylan Pfeiffer is on. He's 17 of 17, kicking extra points this season. Now 18 of 18, and UNLV strikes on the first play of the 2nd quarter, Blaine. Here it is.
A great patience by Jason Thomas, and he made a perfect throw into Johnson. Look at that. It looked like he did an overhead pass right back to Troy Mason.
Should he have been down?
He may have been on his back before that thing came out.
Well, Mason, that's his first touchdown of the year. He'll take it however he can. He came up big a week ago returning punts, and here he catches the deflected ball and takes it into the end zone. It appeared to me, perhaps we can get another look at that. It appeared to me that Johnson was on his back when that ball kicked out.
Well, that was a weird-looking play. It happened so fast. I don't know if the officials even knew what was going on there. Let's take a look at it again and see if you can see what happened here. Thomas throws it in. It bounced off his head, so he never really had control of the football. To be down, he'd have to control it. He was bobbling the ball. It bounced off his head and went right back to Mason. That was unbelievable.
Very well said. Well, Huey Schulze-Zumkli, a freshman from Germany, is in the kickoff for UNLV. And Rebstock and Wynn are waiting for it. And Rebstock takes it 5 yards in, and he's coming out. He had a big punt return a short time ago, and here he's cut down right at the 25-yard line. The first quarter statistics are brought to you by Sinclair, where you get gasoline and oil products that are simply unbeatable, Blaine.
Well, I mean, look, total yards, 23 for the Rams and 62 for UNLV. Yet our score is 7-10. Big plays, big special team plays are the name of the game here. 3rd down conversions, 0 for 3 for Colorado State, 1 for 6. Offensively, these teams haven't done anything until that last drive for UNLV.
1st and 10 Rams from the 25. Well, let's see how they respond to some adversity. Henry Childs bangs across the 30, close to the 31. And Adam Seward on the stop. Seward's had a busy night already. 6-yard gain will be 2nd down and 4. An 80-yard drive for the Rebels, 5 plays. And it ends in spectacular fashion. And Pelt is looking for his first completion of the day. getting the upper hand on the ground, and a first down for Colorado State, out close to the 37. Ross Dalton on the stop. We're interested to hear both coaches tell us this week, Blaine, they have to stop the run. Number one priority is to stop the other team from running the football, and Colorado State has moved the chains doing just that.
Well, they have a big physical group up front, a lot of experience in that offensive line, and coming into the season, that's one of the reasons they were picked to win the conference again, because of the experience they have there on the front.
Here's Childs. This time he runs into Phil Reed and company and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gigantic setback for Colorado State, losing those two running backs to injury, Sanders and Sapp. And they've not been the same team since. And you look at UNLV, well, what has their problem been? Well, they lose Kevin Brown and Jeremy Rudolph from a year ago, and they've had a hard time finding life without them.
And I think Sonny Lubick thought we'll be okay with a rookie quarterback in there because we've got so much experience every place else. But interestingly enough, at this point in the season, he says, you know, maybe I underestimated how important it is to have experience at that quarterback position.
Childs wrapped up by Ahmad Briggs. Falls across the 40. Well, their loss to Fresno State still looked pretty good on paper until Fresno State lost at home last night to Boise State.
When Boise State, nobody wants to play Boise State. They're so explosive offensively. And, you know, it's not a team with a tremendous reputation nationwide, but you play them and they can beat anybody because they can score points. And I proved that last night.
Third down and 6. And the crowd getting into it. Blitz is on. Van Pelt had a man open. He overthrew his tight end. Jose Ochoa, it looked like he was just a little too late breaking away from the line, and if he would have caught that ball, he had 50 yards of green pasture ahead of him.
And what happened was UNLV jammed him on the line of scrimmage. They didn't let him get out. He was trying to block up and then delay and come out underneath, and the pressure started to come, and Ochoa just couldn't get released fast enough before the pressure got into Van Pelt's face, and he had to let the ball go.
Huber in to kick it, and Mason back to receive. Once the ball gets above the stands, there is a breeze. Down below, the flags are lit. And Mason calls for a fair catch at the 18-yard line. And UNLV's offense will be back on the field. 41-yard punt by Huber. 10-7, Colorado State. We're early on into the second quarter with Jason Thomas and the Rebels coming up. This Sports West College football presentation is brought to you in part by Cricket Communications, making wireless simple, affordable, and worry-free. Stop by your local Cricket store or authorized retailer and pick up your Nokia phone today. Nokia, connecting people. Jason Thomas looking to connect right here, and he throws. Hey, it's tipped up again in the secondary. This time it falls incomplete. Mason and Manley were in the area, but so was Wynn and Sprague, and it looked like Jason Thomas passed on some yardage downfield to get something through the air. He was open on his scramble.
Boy, as he turned and looked, and to his credit, you hope that your quarterback is looking downfield, and he thought he had something open. This ball didn't come out of his hand very well, though. Take a look as he throws it back. He's off balance, moving to his left, and the ball just hung in the air. It became a jump ball down at the end. It was almost caught by Mason.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 19. Fullback Stephen Costa in motion. This is Joe Haro, and Haro bangs across the 20 to the 24. Picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. And the Rebels still working on success on 3rd down. Colorado State goes home and plays Utah next week. And UNLV hits the road for that lovely visit to Laramie, Wyoming. Especially this time of year. If you can't get there in November, you want to be there late October. Who knows what nature will have in store for the Rebels then.
I've done a game up there in October, and it was beautiful, but I've also done some games up there when it's been a blizzard.
Thomas hooks up with Bobby Nero. This time Nero hangs on at the 40 for a first down. Dexter Wynn on the coverage for Colorado State. It's a 15-yard pickup for the Rebels.
Well, Bobby Nero came into this game with 8 catches, averaging 16.5 yards per catch. So this was a good catch. The ball up in the air. He went up and got it, took the contact, and concentrated to bring that one in. Take a look again as Jason Thomas sets his feet and throws. Take a look at what Jason Thomas has done. 4 out of 9 for 77 yards and the touchdown on the tip off the head of Johnson.
Dorsey. This is Costa, the fullback. And Costa's close to another first down. You saw Dorsey go in motion, which led the defense immediately to believe there was a pass because the tailback usually always gets the ball when UNLV runs it. Drew Wood tracked down Stephen Costa, and Costa's 23rd carry of the year. It gives him 9 yards.
Boy, and he is a workhorse in terms of blocking, and every once in a while he gets a reward and surprises the defense as they run this little trap inside. He's a big, strong fullback and does spend most of his time blocking, but actually was in the weight room at UNLV on Monday as I was down visiting the campus, and he is put together and working hard in that weight room.
Dominic Dorsey, first down in the Colorado State territory. I'm stunned just to hear you were in a weight room.
I just walked in to see what that whole lifting thing was all about.
3-yard gain. Well, Costa is a 225-pound junior out of Tulare, California. As we look at Dominic Dorsey, Dorsey and Costa actually went to the same high school. Of course, Dorsey much younger.
And Dorsey, will be interesting to see if he can push off and cut. His whole game is about speed and his ability to get to the hole quickly and make a cut. So we'll see how that ankle's holding up as he's in there on this drive.
George Gordon, fullback, in the block. And the give is to Dorsey. Lost the football. No immediate signal from the officials. And now there is. It's Colorado State ball. Well, another late decision on a change of possession. Drew Wood involved in the play. And Dominic Dorsey loses the ball.
Well, and I'll tell you what, as Dorsey went to cut back to his left, you could see that he tried to come to a complete stop and watch him try to cut off of 2 feet. That's not his normal speed there. And as he came down, well, let's take a look and see if he's down here. He tried to reach out, and 2 times now we've seen people try to reach out and lose the football. And again, he wasn't down. His knees weren't down. He was on top of other players when that ball came out.
We'll see if the Rams can cash in on the UNLV turnover. Van Pelt's going to throw it. He's got a man open. Rebstock close to a first down. Judged by the spot, it will be. Tackled immediately by Jamal Wynn. And that moves the ball inside the UNLV 43. Pete Rebstock, a senior out of Inglewood, Colorado. A star at Cherry Creek High School. He's the one who caught the touchdown last week with 27 seconds to play to give Colorado State the lead over Fresno State. A lead that they would see taken away with a long field goal to force overtime, and then Fresno won it with a field goal in the extra period. Pete Rebstock loves to be in on big plays. Ruff running over the right side. And a lot of wrestling after the whistle, and Ruff struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Shanga Wilson on the stop for UNLV. Shanga is a senior, transfer from Arizona.
He transferred and sat out as a redshirt in the transfer. Didn't lose a year of eligibility, just lost that redshirt year. And Sam Brandon, as you see there, also in on the tackle.
And another senior. UNLV very confident with that defensive unit, despite Anton Palapoy, their star defensive end, not playing today with strained ligaments in his knee. And Pelt the option. Rebstock's got room, but UNLV closes quickly, and Brandon knocks him out of bounds after a pickup of about 4.5. And John Robinson will tell you the difference between this team and the teams of the past at UNLV is ordinarily that would be a 15-yard gain for the offense, but he's picked up speed at linebacker and in the secondary, and they close in.
Well, and Sam Brandon is as active as any safety in the conference in the run game. Look at him come up, and he is a big physical safety, and he runs very well. He's really a cross between a linebacker and a defensive back. In size, he's like a backer, but he runs like a DB. Very good and sure tackler.
3rd and 5. Delay draw. Van Pelt's got it. Downfield, he's got a man open, but Kapari can't get a foot down. And a punting situation perhaps for Colorado State. It is 4th down and 5 from the 37.
Boy, this is that area of the field where it's real iffy whether you can go or not. And Van Pelt makes a good throw, but he was just running out of room as he was working to the sideline. That ball needed to be thrown earlier. Very acrobatic move over the retaining wall on the outside that time.
That's Brad Zavoda senior out of Springfield, Illinois, not Kupari. But it is a no catch either way, and the Rams are in to kick it. And Joey Huber has had a very busy first half. Mason waiting at the 10-yard line. This is a short kick, but it takes a very friendly Joey Huber bounce. And look at this. Resting inside the 2-yard line, and the Rams pin the Rebels a very long way away from their end zone. 40-yard kick, friendly roll. The Rebels with the ball at the 2-yard line when we come back. It's 10-7, Colorado State. 7:41 to play in the first half. Sonny Lubbock's Rams leading 10-7. UNLV with the ball on their own 2-yard line. 40-yard punt by Huber pinned them in. And it's Joe Harrow making across the 5. It's a little breathing room out there. Drew Wood on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 6. So Harrow picks up 4.
You know, the thing that amazes me about Harrow, you talked about him being a collision runner, and when you watch him run, you just assume that he's a great big guy. He runs like he's 220 pounds. He's really only between 190 and 200 pounds. He runs like a much bigger back.
They go right back to Harrow. Maybe a yard. Out close to the 7. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And a busy afternoon for Drew Wood continues. Under 7 minutes to play in the opening half. 10-7, Colorado State. A blocked punt for a touchdown in the opening minutes of the game, and a field goal for the Rams. And then we saw a bizarre circus-like catch involving Troy Mason to get UNLV on the board. It was 2 of 7 on 3rd downs during the football game. Here's Harrow again, stumbles, lowers his shoulder, and that's the first down. Out close to the 14-yard line goes Jersey Joe Harrow. Aaron Sprague on the stop for Colorado State. And Blaine, those folks in the defensive secondary make an awful lot of tackles for Colorado State.
They do. You and I were looking at that, and too many tackles. You'd like your front and your backers to be your leaders, but Harrow this time immediately looked back. Good vision this time. He saw that cutback seam. You see, almost slid out from under him, the turf did, but he saw that opening backside and cut it immediately up for the first down.
Another first down here to Joe Harrow. And he's up close to the 19-yard line, and it's Wood again with the stop. If you look at the top leading tacklers on this Ram team, I think 4 of the top 6 are the boys in the secondary. That doesn't bode well for your defensive line.
Now, if they're making tackles and you're not a real blitzing team where your safeties are in the backfield, that's not a good thing. That means you're making tackles 4 and 5 and 6 yards up the field. And typically, your linebackers are going to be 2 or 3 of your linebackers should be in the top 5 and 1 D lineman at least.
Steven Costa, fullback, getting the carry, his 2nd of the game. He has a first down up across the 25, and again it's Wood on the stop. 6-yard gain for Costa. And it's all on the ground for John Robinson's Rebels.
We talk about that secondary. That's about the smartest group of guys. You have 3 all-academic Mountain West Conference guys. The twins, Jason and Justin, both all Mountain West guys with 3.1 and a 3.0. And then Aaron Sprague has a 3.69 GPA. So 3 of those 4 in that secondary are pretty bright guys.
Here's Harrow looking at the left side. Picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Justin Gallimore, you mentioned a moment ago, one of the smart guys. He makes the stop for Colorado State. Under 5 minutes to go and time ticking away here in this very interesting first half of a football game that neither team can afford to lose. And with BYU running away with their game against Air Force, the Falcons will also have 1 loss. Utah won today. This is a battle for 3rd place as of today for these 2 teams. Thomas tries to get around the corner, and he is in a whole lot of trouble and just takes it down. Back at the 25-yard line, loses 3 yards, and the Rams just converged in a group. And Thomas gave up and went down.
Well, he recognized when it was over. As he turned back, you turn back as a quarterback thinking maybe I can pick up some blocks backside. His first receiver was covered, and he immediately bailed out to his right, to your left on the screen. As you're looking back, maybe I can pick up a block. You look back, and it was nothing but white shirts coming at him, and said, I'm going to get down right here.
3rd down and 11. Dorsey is in, and Colorado State takes a timeout. The Rams burn a timeout, their first timeout of the first half. UNLV has all 3 of theirs remaining. We'll take a break with both ball clubs. It's 10-7, Colorado State, 3:50 to play here in the first half. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, welcome back. It's 10-7, Colorado State, 3:50 to play in the first half. 3rd down and 11. Coach Fowler, what play are you calling?
Well, I like to see Jason Thomas on a straight drop back and take somebody clear out the middle, bring somebody back down, let him set his feet and throw that ball 12, 15 yards down the field.
Blitz is on. He's got the ball down the field. It's off the hand of Johnson. Threw it behind him just a bit.
Well, that was just very good coverage. That's the concept I think you want to do, though. 5 steps, set his feet, and throw. That's when he throws the ball best. But very good coverage in the secondary that time for Colorado State.
So the punt team is on. Gary Cook back out. And Dexter Wynn is waiting at his 35-yard line. Pete Rebstock's punt return is what set up Colorado State's second score, which was a 23-yard field goal there in the first quarter. So Cook from his 10. And again, UNLV in no hurry getting this play off. Off the side of Gary Cook with his foot. Not a good kick. And the Rams will have it right at the 45-yard line. So a frustrating afternoon underway for Gary Cook, 30-yard punt. Let's look at the R.C. Willey Scholar athletes for this week. For Colorado State, Brock Finlayson. He's a senior offensive lineman from Windsor, Colorado. Holds a 3.4 GPA in business. For UNLV, Joe Haro, a junior running back from Clifton, New Jersey. In 2002, Joe was named to the All-American Mountain West Conference academic team. He's majoring in communications. R.C. Willey congratulates this week's Scholar athletes and remind you, nobody beats R.C. Willey. Well, the Rams couldn't ask for better field position. And Child throws it back to Van Pelt, and they couldn't ask for a better play. And Van Pelt dives to the goal line. Touchdown! Sam Brandon, the last to take a shot at him. It's a close call there at the goal line, but the line judge signaled it good. And Colorado State pulls off a big surprise. 46 yards. Starts with Henry Childs, and his first completion as a Ram quarterback, so to speak.
Boy, from up here, you could really see it developing. The pitch comes out, you see Childs losing ground, and the back never does that, you know. You're thinking, what's up here? And as Van Pelt snuck out of the backfield, nobody in that UNLV secondary could account for him. And UNLV plays a lot of man. Nobody has the quarterback man. So a backer or somebody's going to have to see him coming out. And then you saw Van Pelt at the end. He's just a physical player. He's a running back at that point.
Great call. They botched the extra point. So Naughton's streak of 15 straight extra points ends there. It's 16-7, Colorado State. What a play call.
Yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to try to bring your outside, everybody in this way, and then Van Pelt's going to pitch it. He's going to come back out to the left. Watch the defense all go that way. And now there's nobody outside to account for Bradley Van Pelt. And he is a strong guy. He's not the kind of guy that's going to slide down. He's going to get it in the end zone here with a big reach. And I'm telling you, Sam Brandon is a guy that can deliver a blow.
Did he get in is the question.
Well, if his knee was not down, it looked like it wasn't. As the ball crosses the plane, he did get the ball inside that pylon. A big play for Van Pelt.
Well, the crowd reacting to the replay. They're not happy with it. But a tremendous call. And the Rams have a 9-point advantage. Dorsey and Mason in, return the kick. And Jeff Babcock will serve it up. Plenty of time for UNLV to strike back before the break. 3:25 to go. You see Van Pelt is a pretty good receiver. They asked him if he wanted to play receiver just a couple of weeks ago. He said, no, I want to stick to quarterback. Well, here he catches a touchdown. Mason, a yard into the end zone. Mason's another good kick returner when he gets a lane. Here he does not get a lane, and he struggles to get to the 15-yard line. Here's another look, Blaine. Does his knee hit the ground before Van Pelt scores? That's
the key. If the knee goes down, he's down. I think that, boy, and from that angle, you can see that his knee didn't hit first. It was his thigh that hit the ground first. The question is, was the point of that football across that plane when his thigh hit? And I think that was a good call.
16-7. Here's another look.
Take another look. He reaches out, and he has enough presence to not. He didn't put the knee down.
His hand is out of bounds, though.
Did his hand touch the ground? Hand touches the ground out of bounds. It was a great effort. It's either on the 3-yard line or in the end zone, but what a great call at that point.
Jason Thomas with all kinds of room. Needed a block. Doesn't get it, but he does get the first down. Out to the 27. Dexter Wynn on the stop. This Sports West College football presentation is brought to you in part by OmniServe Wireless. Your phone, your service, your lifestyle. Hey, hook me up. 12-yard gain for Jason Thomas. 3:05 to play, and the clock back running now that the chains have been moved. Some very interesting plays in this football game. Block punt for a touchdown, the deflected pass for a touchdown, and then a halfback pass back to the quarterback for a controversial touchdown. We've had it all here in a very important game. Thomas struggles, sets his bearings. He's going deep for Nero. He's got Nero open. Nero inside the 15. Well, they went picking on Amir Lowe, who scored the game's first touchdown, pulling in that blocked punt. And now UNLV set up for a touchdown.
Well, and the ball was underthrown. Nero had a lot of cushion on the outside that time, working on Dexter Wynn. And then when the ball was underthrown, Wynn had a chance to make a play on the ball and just could not locate the football. And Nero was able to concentrate and bring it in.
60-yard gain, longest completion of the season for Jason Thomas. Joe Hara, the tailback. 2:17 to play here in the first half. A flag is down. Thomas turns around and throws the ball into the ground, incomplete. The flag came out right as the ball was snapped.
And that was pretty close to being backward, and that would have been a fumble.
And UNLV is guilty of the shift, and that'll back them up 5 yards. Coming up at halftime, we'll visit with a couple of folks. Jeff Hathaway, athletic director at Colorado State.
Illegal shift. Offense. Penalties decline. Second down.
And we'll visit with Charlie Spoonhour, the new head men's basketball coach at UNLV. Basketball practice for all the teams in the Mountain West well underway. The season just around the corner. We'll visit with the new kid in town, Charlie Spoonhour. Second down and 10 after the penalty was declined. Thomas, and this one, another flag, and I believe Manley jumped the gun again, the tight end. Manley so eager to get open downfield that he may have started early.
Dead ball. Both start. Offense. 5 yards. Second down.
This one the Rams will take because it's a dead ball foul, and they don't have the option.
He wants to get a release. He's sitting here on the end. He wants to get a quick release. As a tight end, you're constantly being hammered at the line of scrimmage. He wants to get off the ball before anybody can get their hands on him, trying to anticipate that count, and leaves just a little early.
We caught a touchdown a week ago running that very play. So now it's 2nd and 15 for the Rebels. Joe Hara trying to get to the outside. He bangs inside the 15, close to the 11. And the clock continues, nearing the 2-minute mark. Aaron Sprague on the stop. Updated from Provo. Third quarter, 56-13. BYU leading Air Force. And for BYU, they're playing a team with a winning record for the first time this year, and they don't appear to be struggling with it. Thomas 5 of 12, 137 yards. Third down and 8. Enormous play for both sides of the ball. Thomas on the option. Calls his own number. Pitches it late to Haro. And Haro is stopped close to the 7-yard line. Dexter Wynn on the stop. And Haro is shaken up on the play. A very dangerous pitch by his quarterback.
Boy, that was a scary, scary pitch if you're the offensive coordinator for UNLV, or if you're John Robinson standing on the sideline. When the pitchback gets that much separation from the quarterback pretty much just has to tuck it away. He pitched that thing into traffic, and Haro, as he caught the pitch, really got smacked.
Haro was shaken up last week. He banged up his knee. Was held out of practice on Tuesday, but he was at full speed Wednesday afternoon.
Boy, Thomas was just about down, but pitched it way out and into traffic. Fortunate that ball was even, the pitch was even received by Haro.
And Robinson has signaled to Dylan Pfeiffer to get ready for a field goal try. Haro, 16 carries, 45 yards this afternoon. He's the 5th leading rusher in the conference. And he is one of their go-to men indeed on offense.
When with Dominic Dorsey banged up with that bad wheel, they need to have Haro in the game.
Jabari Johnson, the other tailback, he's a senior, transfer from the University of Washington. And we may see plenty of him in the second half. Dylan Pfeiffer and the kicking units come onto the field. Big defensive stop for Colorado State. Haro is up and running off the field, which is a sign of great relief for John Robinson. Pfeiffer has made 4 of 5 field goals, his last 4 of 5. Struggled early on in the season, just 5 of 9 on the season. Kicked the 41-yarder for his career best last week. This one a chip shot, 25 yards. Ball is down, and Pfeiffer delivers, dyed hair and all. Dylan Pfeiffer makes it a 16-10 game on the 25-yard offering. Rebels and the Rams exchange points here in the late minutes of the first half. There's 1:09 to go. Colorado State, their advantage came by way of a touchdown. They lead by 6.
Well, this game has really been a game of big plays. You know, even on that drive, UNLV started deep in their own territory, deep in their own territory, but the big play by Nero on a 60-yard reception from Jason Thomas set that one up. Got a little bit of everything in this game, haven't we?
Yeah, drive started on the 2, 77 yards. The drive went in 6 plays. Nero with a big reception, and it's a Pfeiffer field goal. So Zumkli is in to kick off. And again, we mentioned earlier, the only problem with scoring is you have to kick it to the other team. And they have such great kick returners. Wynn and Rebstock are waiting at the goal line for Zumkli's offering. And it is Rebstock right at the goal line. Across the 20, and he's still on his feet. And Pete Rebstock did it all by himself, getting up close to the 33-yard line.
Well, Rebstock is such a competitor. It's like you wind him up and just send him out there on the field. He's at a full speed on every single play. First team All Mountain West Conference last year as a receiver with 46 catches, and he is a gamer.
Mentioned that scoring drive a moment ago for UNLV. Again, that drive starting on their 2-yard line. And it ends up in a field goal for Dylan Pfeiffer. 1st and 10 from the 33 with 1 minute to play here in the first half. Let's see what Colorado State was looking for. And cut to Childs. This time Childs does not throw it. He keeps it and picks up about 3 yards. Give him 4, 2nd and 6. Lamar Owens on the stop for UNLV. The clock continuing to run.
Well, I'm surprised that Colorado State just content to go in with a 16-10 lead. Good field position right now. When you're out there around the 40, I don't know why you don't take a couple of shots and see if you can't move the chains a little quicker and get down there and get a field goal at least. But first down, content to run the football.
Van Pelt 2 of 8 throwing, so maybe they're not terribly excited about that. Well, they're going to let him throw here. Stays in the pocket and launches a rocket out of bounds. Kevin Thomas and Rebstock, the two closest to the ball, but it wasn't catchable. And there are 15 seconds left.
Well, there's two first-team All-Mountain West Conference folks working against each other. Kevin Thomas, a great cover guy, and did the perfect thing. Got good position, got inside on Rebstock, and then just faded him right out of bounds with his body. Perfect coverage by Thomas.
Third down, they're likely to run it here because another incompletion would mean they would have to punt and give UNLV one final chance. It's a delay right at Childs. He's into the secondary. He's got a first down up close to the 48. Sam Brandon pulling him down, the free safety, and on a whole lot of tackles in this first half.
But if you're Colorado State now, you got 8 seconds. You might as well take a couple shots at it here. Use a timeout, which they're going to do right now.
They have one remaining. And they're about a good 25 yards from a legitimate shot of a field goal. The wind is swirling just a bit.
In 8 seconds, you could throw a ball down the middle of the field at that distance and get an immediate timeout. It'd be very close to using 8 seconds, but you may be able to leave a second or two on the clock and have an opportunity for a field goal.
Well, they saw it all happen last week against Fresno State. Fresno State didn't need much time to get down the field and kick a field goal. Well, we've heard Pete Rebstock's name called a whole lot today, and he is climbing up the charts in career receptions, 119. Not a whole lot, just one catch ahead of Dallas Davis. Maybe they'll go back and forth here in this second half coming up. But Rebstock has had a disappointing year last year, injured, missed most of it. But in 1999, he had 51 receptions. And he was a big, big player in that offense. And Dallas Davis has been quiet this season as well, but it has not been their fault. They just haven't got the ball in their area. Well, they'll look for it here. 8 seconds to play from the 48-yard line. Van Pelt takes off. And time expires as he gets out of bounds. So a big gain by Van Pelt. Got him in field goal range. But it took too long to develop. And the half will end with that play. Colorado State 16 and UNLV 10. Special teams has made a big, big difference in the first 2 quarters. Look forward to the second half. With the game 16-10 at the break. This Sports West College football presentation is brought to you by Omniserve Wireless. Your phone, your service, your lifestyle. Hey, hook me up. By Nissan, introducing the totally new V6 Ultima, the cure for the common car. And by Cricket Communications, comfortable wireless and Nokia mobile phones. Nokia, connecting people. Halftime has arrived at Sam Boyd Stadium. Colorado State 16, UNLV 10. The Rebels will kick it off, so we'll look at Colorado State's offense right out of the gate. The difference on this game, if you look at the scoreboard, it's the blocked punt for a touchdown. UNLV must find a way to answer that play. So Schultze Zumklee, the freshman out of Germany, how in the world did he end up here? Well, he was an exchange student during his junior year in Las Vegas, went back home, finished up at Anne Frank High School, and now he's back kicking for John Robinson and the Rebels. And it's Rebstock at the 6-yard line. Loses his footing and goes down right at the 15.
Tried to completely reverse his field, faked himself out and fell down.
Tackled himself for his shortest return of the night.
I always wonder what they do on the stats on that. Do they just give the guy that was like 8 yards away from him but closest to him the tackle, or is there just no tackling on the play?
Well, they could give it to Rebstock. That would even confuse more people. Tackled himself. Henry Childs is the tailback to start the second half. And he's in motion. Van Pelt to throw it to start things up. Now the pocket collapses. And he gets out of the pocket. Struggles to get to the line. The ball's free. Who's got it? UNLV football. Shenga Wilson. Steve Newton, senior out of Banning, California. Newton and pursuit. And Newton, who's starting in place of the injured Anton Palapoy, comes up with a big play.
Well, and Van Pelt running, did not put the ball away, didn't tuck it, and the ball fell right out immediately as the contact came. And we started this football game off with UNLV on offense and giving the ball up on a blocked punt. And now UNLV gets it back to start the second half from the range.
Shenga Wilson jarred the ball loose. Newton jumps on it. Joe Harrow is back in the game. Harrow's got the ball. Tries to get around the right side. And can't do much. Maybe to the 11. Dexter Wynn and company thrown down. A pickup of 4 for Joe Harrow. We had an exciting start to this game, and we've had an exciting start to the second half.
Well, Harrow looks like there's going to be some room out there, but Wynn does a nice job of coming up from the corner spot and putting the hit on Harrow. You see Harrow, when he finishes a run, he puts his head down and dishes out some punishment.
Pickup of 3, third, second down, and 7. Thomas going to throw it. Looks for his tight end Manley. He got a hand on it, and that's all. Now the Rebels struggled in the red zone at the end of the first half, had to settle for a field goal. A touchdown and an extra point on this trip would give them their first lead.
Boy, and on that play, it looked like just a little bit of miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. Jason Thomas threw that to the outside as if he felt Manley was going to break to the outside. Manley sat down in the zone, and there was surprise as that ball sailed to the outside. Got one hand on it, but couldn't come up with it.
Third down and 7 from the 11-yard line. Thomas to Harrow. Harrow, touchdown! Sixth rushing touchdown, 5th rushing touchdown of the season, 11 yards on third down and 7. And the tailback takes it in.
Boy, a beautiful hole created that time by the UNLV offensive front.
Shane Wagers with that block.
Yeah, it was a tackle trap where they brought Wagers across the offense on a trap block and opened up a huge hole for Harrow.
Dylan Pfeiffer gives UNLV the lead, 17-16. Joe Harrow and the Rebels enjoying the lead for the first time tonight. After the Steve Newton fumble recovery, the Rebels go 14 yards in 3 plays in just 47 seconds. And Joe Harrow's 11-yard touchdown run gives UNLV the lead. And this is Rebstock, catches a knuckleball on the 2-yard line. Rebstock slices up close to the 25, comes to a stop in a pile at the 26. Joe Harrow now up to 18 carries and 59 yards and 1 touchdown. And that touchdown has given UNLV their first lead of the game. So now the pressure shifts to young Bradley Van Pelt, the Colorado State quarterback who needs to find an answer.
But only 1 completion in this football game for Van Pelt.
Henry Childs in the backfield. They give it to Childs, running the left side of the line. And he's up close to the 30. Pick up of 4 yards. Childs, a junior who transferred from Kansas. He's from Shawnee Mission, Kansas. Season high of 92 yards against Wyoming in a big Colorado State victory. Ahmad Miller on the stop for UNLV.
Well,
Second and 6. Sorry.
When your quarterback's in a situation like this where he's struggling to complete balls, you got to have some just quick 3-step stuff where he doesn't have to make a read. He just throws it on time and try to get the football off.
Well, there's one of them. He's got the football off, and Joel Dreesen has a big play and a first down. Knocked out of bounds right close to midfield by Sam Brandon.
That's exactly what Bradley Van Pelt needs, is a throw where he can throw it out to the tight end, easy throw, quick step, sets up, throws it, no tough read for him. And he's got to get some confidence and get some rhythm, because right now he doesn't seem like he's in a throwing rhythm.
19 yards for the redshirt freshman Dreesen out of Fort Morgan High School, Fort Morgan, Colorado. His 14th reception of the year. First down, Colorado State knocking on the door of UNLV territory. Here's Childs. Just nowhere to go. The ball's back out. It'll stay Colorado State football. And second down. Ryan Claridge, we've not called his number much today. Claridge is a sophomore out of Almont, Michigan. He's as good as they come. It's a loss of 2 yards.
Well, I was watching, as you watch the isolation on the toss, I was watching that time as Van Pelt carried his play fake out to the backside again, as he did on the one where he caught the quarterback throwback from Childs, and nobody covered him again.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. They go right back to Childs, and there's no room. Hit by Brandon and company, and he lost another yard. Adrian Watson from the defensive end spot, the first there to frustrate Childs. Now it's 3rd and long.
And this defensive front for UNLV has done a nice job defending the run. You've seen Ahmad Briggs and Ahmad Miller very active on that defensive front in this game.
The Rams are 3 of 10 on 3rd downs. Greason in motion. Van Pelt blitzes on. He's over the middle. Incomplete. Too much for Pete Rebstock. Led him just a little too much, and the Rams will have to punt it away.
Boy, and Rebstock was working outside on Jamal Wynn that time. Put a move on. Jamal Wynn stumbled down. Rebstock was wide open. If that ball's on target, not only is that a first down, Rebstock may score with that.
The breeze has picked up and doing a significant swirl above the stadium. Huber, this will be his 4th punt of the day, averaging 42 yards. He's the best punter in the conference. Pressure's on, and Jamal Brimmer nearly got a hand on it. Troy Mason lets it bounce, and this time it goes into the end zone. Huber pinned the Rebels down on the 2 in that second quarter, if you recall. This time he's into the end zone for a touchback. 52-yard punt by Joey Huber. Now the Rebels have the lead, and they have the ball back. 17-16 here in the 3rd at Sam Boyd Stadium. Take advantage of the largest nationwide network with Verizon Wireless. Save on local, regional, and national calling plans designed to meet your needs. Visit a Verizon Wireless communication store today or call 1-800-2-JOIN-IN. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, 12:03 to play here in the 3rd quarter. UNLV with the lead and with the ball. And the fullback, Stephen Costa, getting his 3rd carry of the game and his worst result, running into sophomore Eric Polly. And it's a loss of about a foot.
And Eric Polly played that just perfect, and that linebacker's probably stayed at home and leads this team in tackles coming into the game with 56. So doing his job.
Dominique Dorsey, the tailback behind Jason Thomas. And it's Dorsey looking for a lane. Stampers loses the football at the 24. Colorado State's got it. Lucas Smith involved in the hit, and it looks like Wood comes up with the football. And that's the 2nd time Dorsey has fumbled, and he is down. It's almost like they just folded the young fella in half. He's just 5'6", 165 pounds, and during the collision, he fumbled away the football.
Take a look. He's trying to cut it back up inside with the big guys, and boy, he just got bent over backwards that time.
Lucas Smith, senior, delivers the big blow, and there's Wood to scoop up the football. So a big turnover earlier in this 3rd quarter triggered UNLV's touchdown to take the lead, and now the Rebels have given the ball back on their own 23-yard line.
Boy, and Lucas Smith that time, it looked like he had his 280-pound frame like draped across the back of Dominic Dorsey's legs and then pulled him back over, bent him backwards. Take a look again. Missed tackle there, and then look at, he's got him and he just bends him backwards. Look at that. He's laying on his legs and then pulls him over backwards. Now, Lucas Smith was a high school wrestler, a very good high school wrestler, and that was a big-time takedown that time on Dorsey.
Dorsey has struggled recovering from a sprained ankle, which he suffered a week ago against San Diego State. This might be a whole new problem. His whole body was bent the wrong way, and he is slowly moving off the field. Again, Dorsey can be among the great ones, and he's had a few in his day.
The thing you wonder is he's not a real big guy. He runs very physical for his size, but you wonder if he can hold up to the pounding week in and week out as an every down back.
Colorado State football on the 23-yard line. Dwayne Ruff, the tailback. And they give it to him running straight ahead. He's lapped up and cut from behind by Scott Parkhurst. Parkhurst, the former junior college All-American at Long Beach. 2-yard gain for Ruff. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 21. At the conclusion of the game, watch for the AT&T Most Valuable Player, presented by AT&T Wireless Services. Wireless from AT&T, your world close at hand. Good look into the helmet of Bradley Van Pelt, and he's going to throw it. He's got it complete to his tight end. Sam Brannon was there immediately with the hit. It's a pickup of about 4. Joel Dreesen. They play him out at legally they call him the H-back, but they play him out of the tight end spot, and Dreesen has his 2nd catch of the game.
Yeah, that H-back position for Colorado State is just a second tight end that's in the game. And they use him in motion and get him off the nice run. He's just running a quick out after the play action. And the 6'6", 235-pound redshirt freshman brings it in.
3rd down and 5. And a very big 3rd down indeed, though a field goal would give Colorado State the lead. Ruff in the backfield. Ruff's got the ball. Running straight ahead, and he moves the pile close to a 1st down. Shenga Wilson getting credit for the tackle, but you see Canterbury and Miller and a whole lot of others in the pile. And they are going to try a field goal. Looks like they're just shy of the 1st down. In the house, just over 20,000 at Sam Boyd Stadium. See if UNLV can finally defeat Colorado State in Las Vegas. They've never done it. And in the last 5 meetings, the Rams have won all 5. 4 of the 5 by an average of 20 points. Kent Naughton, a 31-yard field goal try. And it is right down the middle. And Colorado State retakes the lead at 19-17. With 9:20 to go. Rebels cashed in a turnover for a touchdown. The Rams have answered, cashing in a UNLV turnover for a field goal.
When this game continues to be about big plays and turnovers, all the scores coming on those types of plays. And for UNLV, a double problem, and that is they turn the ball over and give up a score, but Dominic Dorsey did look very good coming off the field.
4-play, 9-yard drive. And the field goal, 19-17. UNLV will likely send Bobby Nero out with Mason to return the kick. Next week, Rebels are at Wyoming. Game you'll see on Sports West. Colorado State is at home to take on Utah, and then Colorado State has back-to-back Thursday night games at BYU and then home against Air Force. And they are certainly heading into the strength of their conference schedule. After Wyoming, Utah will play here against UNLV on the 3rd, and then the Rebels are off to Albuquerque and finish up in Colorado Springs against Air Force. Nero puts a knee down. The Rebels will go to work from the 20. We have not seen Jabari Johnson in this game, but we may now that Dorsey does not appear to be coming back anytime soon. Haro will continue to carry the burden in the backfield. And
well, you'll remember in that first half that Haro took a big hit on a late pitch from Jason Thomas and took a long time to get up off the field and walked off injured, but it looks like he's in good shape here in the second half.
He's got the ball now. Bangs up across the 25, 6-yard pickup for Joe Harrow. Eric Polly, another tackle for Colorado State. Well, we knew the defensive strategy coming in, Blaine, and talking with Larry Kerr, the defensive coordinator for Colorado State. They wanted to make Jason Thomas have to make quick decisions. Give him time, it's where you can get hurt. They haven't really succeeded in that.
Well, and the game plan for UNLV has not put Jason Thomas in position much where he's had to do a lot of that.
Here's Harrow coming back against the grain. Pulled down at the 29 by Polly again. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
UNLV's game plan so far has been to try to control the ball on the ground, and when they've thrown the football, it's been some quick stuff where just he goes back, timing throws, quick stuff, and then a few deep throws, but also those on a 5-step setup and let it fly. So Colorado State hasn't really been able to get to him and use their variety of zone blitzes and things to confuse him.
3rd down and 1. And Harrow bangs across for the 1st down. Drew Wood on the stop. An update on Dominic Dorsey. He has 2 sprained ankles and will not be back today. When you have 2, there are no ankles left to help you out.
Well, you know, when you have the right sprained ankle, and you can run him to the left because you cut off the left foot, which they were doing, but when you've got them both sprained, you can't do anything. Just give him the ball straight up the middle, I guess.
Well, he's going to sit this one out. And there's a lot of football left. And that means Joe Harrow is going to have a very long and busy second half. Play action. Thomas decides to keep it at the last moment. Took too long thinking about it, and he takes a beating right at the line of scrimmage by Jeff Grau. Grau just turned around and said, hey, look who's right in front of me, and laid the helmet on it.
He got a good block, Jason Thomas did, from George Gordon out on the outside, and looking to the outside, his first receiver was covered. Instead of going back to the next hole inside, he had an open receiver on the inside. As soon as the first guy was covered, he tucked it under and looked to run, and could have completed the ball about 8 yards down the field.
On 2nd and 10, Thomas going to take off again. And he's cut down after a 3-yard gain by Eric Polly. So they are getting pressure to Jason Thomas here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Bobby Nero was on a curl route, and he came back toward the huddle and raised his hands like, hey, I was open on that curl. I'm the guy back inside. Let's throw the ball out here to me.
John Robinson stopped calling the plays from down on the sideline a few games ago. Left it up to his assistants who have a much better view from up here. Thomas, 9 rushes, 35 yards. It's 3rd down and 6. He's got all day. Has it complete by Manley. And Manley steps out of bounds just shy of the 1st down. He'll miss it by about a half a yard. Adam Wade forcing him out of bounds.
Well, and Manley made a good play to get the yardage he did. He actually got a couple of extra yards as he was walking that sideline and trying to stay in bounds. All of his momentum taking him out, and he's going to end up short, and UNLV will have to punt the football away.
John Manley, not used very often. 1 touchdown. That came a week ago. On 4th down and 1, UNLV is going to kick it away. Cook is waiting for the snap on his 26-yard line. Wynn waiting on his 20. If the Rams would jump offside, it would have given him the 1st down. Cook hits a beauty, fielded at the 11. And Wynn struggles forward across the 20. Rashard Dodd Masters on the stop for UNLV. Colorado State leads 19-17, 6:06 to play in the 3rd, and the Rams have the ball when we come back. (19-17) Colorado State with the lead and the ball.
If we look at the total offense in the 1st half, Colorado State was 139 and 236 for UNLV, and now both teams managing only in the 30s in terms of yardage. And remember, in that 1st half, there were a lot of big plays that added that yardage up in a hurry.
Ross running straight ahead. Adam Seward knocked it down at the 25-yard line, a pickup of 3. One interesting note, Colorado State 43-5 when a back rushes over 100 yards. Just 26 and 27 when they held under 100. And Childs, their leading rusher, with 38. Second down and 7. And Childs is back in the football game. Van Pelt drops it off for Childs. He's got all kinds of room. He's got a first down out to the 40-yard line. Ross Dalton on the stop. Childs came out of the backfield for just his 8th reception of the year. 15 yards on the play.
That's a good play. You're actually rolling Van Pelt toward the receiver he's throwing to. That forces a linebacker to have to come up and release the back, and then Van Pelt able to get the ball off. That's a heck of a tackle out in the open field that time by Ross Dalton. You're one-on-one out in open space. That is difficult.
Now it's Dwayne Ruff over the left side of the line. Adam Seward hit him, knocked him down along with Brian Claridge. Ruff is a senior out of Mullen High School in Denver. Big game last week, 108 yards. He has been held in check today. We got 3 on the carry, 2nd and 7. And Ruff stays in the backfield. He's got the ball again. This time he's tripped up by Claridge, and he struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he fell just shy of that. How about Claridge? 6'3", he's just a sophomore. He's a member of the UNLV tennis team, which is an intimidating sight. But 39 tackles, 6 now for loss. He's forced 6 fumbles this year.
He's a great athlete. Pressed into service last year when Sania was hurt, so playing as a freshman, and got a lot of experience, and he's just a great all-around athlete.
3rd down and 7. Van Pelt's going to throw. And it's incomplete. Through behind Joel Dreesen. And Colorado State will have to give the football back.
Boy, Van Pelt was sitting on his heel, on his back heel, did not stride to the receiver. He started to feel that pressure coming up underneath, and instead of just standing there and throwing it, he fell off the throw and couldn't get enough on it to be accurate.
Huber back in to punt, and Mason is waiting on his 16-yard line. The wind blowing into the face of Huber. See if it affects the kick. Not really. Mason back to the 4. No fair catch. Mason trying to get to the outside and runs out of room and runs into 5 members of the Ram defense. But he does get it to the 16, and that's where UNLV will take over.
Boy, Mason caught that from on the 5-yard line. Typically, you tell your punt return guys, if your heels are inside the 10, then come up and don't catch the football. You can see he was deep down inside and was able to bring it back out and get it out to the 15. But if he doesn't catch that, it probably goes into the end zone and comes back out to the 20-yard line.
Jason Thomas back to work, 6 of 14, 142 yards. And a touchdown, a 54-yard kick, 15-yard return by Mason. Now Thomas looking down the far sideline for Michael Johnson, incomplete. He's 2nd down and 10. Sonny Lubick has had quite a run at Colorado State. And the Rams have won at least 7 games in each of their past 7 seasons. That's a school record. But a loss tonight would end that streak.
Well, we asked him about what was difficult this year. He said it was so tough when you're in a program, the expectations are so high. You've got to be really careful when you're 2-4 that you don't lose the players. They don't lose confidence. And he says that's been difficult, but he doesn't sense that this team is doing that. He feels like they're playing hard and that they haven't lost confidence.
Straight ahead running for Joe Haro. 3-yard carry. And Jason Gallimore on the stop for Colorado State. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Both Sonny Lubick and John Robinson talked about how really the most toughest period in their coaching careers, the starts of this season, of keeping their team together, like you mentioned. The Rebels have won 2 in a row. The Rams have lost two-spread. Thomas rolls out with all kinds of real estate in front of him. Punts the ball. Now he's got real estate on this side of the field. He's got a first down. He's around the corner and out of bounds.
When he picked up a block from Joe Haro downfield at about the 35-yard line, they got him an extra 15 yards on the play. The thing that made that play is that Thomas, when he cocked his arm back to throw, the Colorado State defenders lost focus on the quarterback. They're trying to get their hands up. When he pulls it back right here, those the Colorado State pass rush, they kind of look downfield like where was the ball going to go. Then he picks up a great block outside by Joe Haro. You won't see it on the screen, but that got Thomas an extra 15 yards on the play.
28-yard run by Jason Thomas. Now it's Haro, and Haro breaks free. Haro inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. His biggest run of the game. Rhett Nelson, junior out of Heritage High School in Littleton, Colorado, on the stop.
Boy, and this is a tough, if you're a safety and you're sitting back there, and here comes a quick running back, Sprague's back there, and he's got Haro one-on-one in the open field, just gets a hand on him and enough to slow him down to get some help. But it's so difficult when that back can go either direction. You're out there in the middle of the field all by yourself. Haro over 100 yards now in the football game.
Jabari Johnson making his debut in the football game. Thomas falling as he hands the ball over to Costa, and Costa just does get back to the line of scrimmage. Jason Thomas slow to get up, but he's up. Eric Polley on the stop.
So Thomas got stepped on by one of his offensive linemen as he was coming out from under the center.
That offensive line, Brandon Baird, Greg Hewlett, Peter Tramontanis, Tony Terrell, and Shane Wagers. They've played every game together this year, and all but Wagers played every game last year. This is a group that is on the same page, and they told us they believe they can go out there and just move the defensive line. Here's Jabari Johnson for the first time tonight, and he's inside the 15. We're right to it. It'll be third down and short. Eric Polley again on the stop. Rebels on the run, on the ground. A good look at Jabari. He's a senior, transfer from Arizona. Picked up 7 yards on the carry, 3rd and 3.
Well, a lot of times guys will go to a school for a year and then transfer out. But he actually played 2 years before he transferred, so came in here and didn't have the eligibility left that most transfers do.
3rd and 3. Flag down. They didn't get the play off in time. Now it's 3rd and 8. And Jason Thomas just took too long.
Delay a game. Offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Well, that's critical. You're down inside the 20-yard line in the red zone with an opportunity to get a first down. And 3rd and 3, you've got every option in the world offensively. Now on 3rd and 8, it's going to have to be a throw. And that puts a lot more pressure on Jason Thomas. I guess you could go with a draw trap or something to Haro. It's more than likely a throw.
UNLV 6 of 14 on 3rd down. Thomas throws it over the head of Bobby Nero. Nowhere close to being complete. And Dylan Pfeiffer is going to be called on to give UNLV the lead. The final in Provo, BYU 63, Air Force 33. So the 18th ranked Cougars win by 30. In the coaches poll, they're ranked 13th, so they ought to move up just a bit. Impressive.
Well,
Number there from Provo.
They've been leading the nation in scoring, and certainly that will add to that as they put another big number on the board.
Pfeiffer's longest of his career, 41. This will be 37. Kick is on its way, and he missed it. Rams, big defensive stand, and they come away with the football, and they maintain the lead.
Well, now you look back and how important was that delay of game. When you're down in the red zone, you can't take a delay. You're better off calling a timeout and using one of the timeouts and pushing yourself back into a 3rd and 8 down in scoring position like that.
So the Rebel defense will be called on again to get the ball back. Dylan Pfeiffer in disgust there on the sideline. Colorado State ready to go right back to work. Here's Childs. His legs just moving forward. Picks up 4 yards. Here's the kick and the reaction from Pfeiffer.
When he knew that he had hooked it, it came off his foot, and he watched as that ball started to soar left. He knew it before it crossed.
That's the end of the third quarter. Colorado State is 58-3 when leading through 3 quarters, and they hold the advantage 19-17. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Sam Boyd Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter. Colorado State with the ball, and they lead UNLV 19-17. Rams have second down and 5 from the 26-yard line. Childs leaves the backfield. We haven't seen a quarterback draw so much tonight. Van Pelt thrown over the middle of the field. It's up for grabs. It is incomplete. Sam Brandon had it. Jamal Wynn came over, and between the two of them, it fell incomplete. And Van Pelt, that ball just got away from him.
Well, he stood in there that time and tried to throw it, and he got smacked as he was letting go of the football, and that caused it to float. Take a look. Van Pelt gets a good deep drop, but he is just going to get tagged as he's letting go of the football by Newton right under his arm, and that ball soars. But you got to give credit to Joey Capari, who's out there as a receiver. He made sure that if he didn't catch it, that Brandon didn't catch it either, and he made some contact at the end of the play that kept that one from being intercepted.
Third down and 5. Van Pelt blitzes on. He stays in the pocket and throws a strike to Rebstock. And Rebstock is across the 40 to the 41, and a big third down conversion for Colorado State. Now let's look at the statistics through the third quarter, brought to you by Delta Airlines, who asks, how do you want to fly?
I'll tell you, the thing that just pops right out at you is that both of these teams want to run the football. You see UNLV with 201 yards and only 92 for the Colorado State Rams. Yet Colorado State ahead in this football game as a result of some big defensive plays and special teams plays and turnovers.
Just the 5th completion of the game for Van Pelt. Enough for a first down. And a new set of downs. Now the option for the first time. It's Rebstock in the backfield. And Rebstock tries to get around the corner, but Ross Dalton was not confused or fooled, and it goes for a 2-yard gain.
And Rebstock says, okay, I need a break here for just a second. He was such a competitor. When he was in high school, his high school team, Cherry Creek, you see them in USA Today ranked all the time. 3 state championships in a row. When he was there, they were 14-0 his senior year, so he's just a winner.
Wants to go out in a bowl game here in this senior year.
And watch the hit on Van Pelt. And that's one where you see in the National Football League helmet-to-helmet contact where you draw a fine and you get a penalty. Certainly that was a helmet to the face of Van Pelt.
Another option look. Now Van Pelt's going to throw it. And he's in a whole lot of pressure. Does he throw it away? Yes. Deep into the UNLV bench. Now some composure there from the sophomore. Went to Michigan State, where his dad was an All-American. And his dad, Brad, went on to play linebacker for 10 years for the New York Football Giants. And but he went to Michigan State, and they said, hey, you're not going to be the quarterback. And so he started calling around. He actually called Colorado State. And they said, well, you can come. We're not going to guarantee you the job, but you can come earn it. And he has. Now, the Rams are 2 of 10 on third down conversion. Delay draw. Childs, first down. Right at the marker. And they fooled UNLV. Third and long. Childs running right up the middle.
Boy, and he was right on top of his blockers there. Ran right up their backs and got that first down. Great effort that time by Childs.
Phil Reed on the stop. John Benton, the co-offensive coordinator for the Rams, told us, he said, if we run the ball, it'll be because Brock Finlayson's doing a good job on the tackle. So he did a good job on that play. And Pelt taking all kinds of time. Childs again, close to another first down. Well, he dodged Ryan Claridge, who was in the backfield right away, and then he moved forward for about 8 yards before Garrett Brassington could pull him down.
Well, and when you blitz like that, you take the chance. The chance is that you're going to come through and get to Henry Childs on that blitz before he has a chance to get going. But when you miss, there's no middle backer to scrape and to stop that play. That's why Childs got good yardage, 7 yards on first down.
Van Pelt was right back to Childs again. He falls forward, going to be shy by about a foot of that first down. Tosh Burris, a junior out of Santa Rosa, California, making the stop. It'll be third down and very short.
Tosh Burris, not a big backer, he's a speed backer. In fact, he played safety. They converted him over from safety to linebacker, playing that outside spot very, very quick. Moved over back in '99 to that linebacker spot.
3 of 11 on third downs. This is third and about 2 feet. Childs, the only one back there, and the Rebels jump. Were they drawn is the big question.
UNLV had their backers all up in the line of scrimmage.
Dead ball, offsides with contact, defense, 5 yards, first down.
They were all up there ready to go, playing every gap, playing all the gaps on the line of scrimmage in an effort to stop the run. And the hard count, you see the blitz come there. They're going to bring Shank Wilson in the middle and run a gap defense there. But the hard count by Bradley Van Pelt drew the Rebels offside.
6th penalty for UNLV. They've been costly ones. You remember before their missed field goal, they had a 5-yard penalty, which took a 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8. That's why they had to kick, and they missed the kick. Child's going to throw again. He's got a man open. And it is Dreesen. How about Andre Childs? He's 2 for 2 throwing the football, all for big plays.
His pass efficiency is much better than Van Pelt's in this game. And what they're going to do this time, they're going to bring Van Pelt out and make it look the same. Van Pelt's going to come back across, but then they're going to bring the tight end, and they're going to bring him up into the center of the field. And now UNLV's thinking, okay, here comes the pass again, back to the quarterback. But instead, they go to Dreesen, the H-back, on the corner route.
36-yard gain. It's first and goal from the 7. Some more razzle-dazzle, and Dexter Wynn has a touchdown. Chris Pittman, correction. Chris Pittman with the touchdown, a sophomore from Chula Vista. 7-yard run for the score.
Boy,
the Rebels have a man down.
When you think of Colorado State, you think grind it out, run the football. They want to run the football. But in this game, they have designed offensively some big plays. And you saw the basically a series of plays with Van Pelt, quarterback throwback, then they make that same look and go downfield to Dreesen, and now they come with a reverse and surprise UNLV.
First time Chris Pittman has been involved in the offense today, and it is a reverse for a touchdown. And that is Steve Newton, who is down on the playing field. An extra point. Well, while we wait for that, let's take a look at the touchdown.
Take a look at it and give it to Childs and make it look like sweep. And then bring Pittman around on the reverse and Van Pelt out in front to block. But there was a wall that was set up perfectly for Pittman. And you're going to see Pittman's coming back right here. And look at all of the defense. They're all looking this way. And Pittman's going to bring it back around. And now that wall is set up and sealed off. Nobody comes within 10 yards of Pittman on that touchdown.
It's Ross Dalton who is up and off of the field. Kent Naughton, this is an important extra point because it would give Colorado State a 9-point lead. And it is right down the middle. 26-17 Rams with 11:29 to go. So Chris Pittman, the sophomore, finds the end zone, and the Rams take command. Pittman celebrating a touchdown, the longest scoring drive of the game. 3 minutes, 50 seconds, 80 yards. The Rams went on 11 plays, and it's 26-17. And Mason is too deep to bring it out. And with a knee down, the Rebels go to work from the 20 in need of some offense. You can be confident when you fill up with quality Sinclair gasoline with SG 2000. Simply unbeatable. Sinclair, a proud sponsor of college football telecasts on Sports West. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler. Saturday night in Las Vegas. Lakers are in town playing tonight in Sacramento. Their one exhibition visit of the year to Southern Nevada. That's down the way at the Thomas and Mack Center. And here at Sam Boyd Stadium, the Rams have a 9-point advantage. And Thomas to throw. Over the middle, complete. Good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 4. Michael Johnson on the reception. Eric Polley with the tackle.
Johnson did a good job that time of recognizing what the defense was. Colorado State was just sitting in a zone. Instead of running across the zone, he just kind of sat down in the middle where Jason Thomas could get him the ball. Made it an easy throw for Thomas.
The Rams wanted to put Thomas in a position where he has to throw. That is right now. Here he goes to his fullback. Ball loose and recovered by Tramontanis. It'll be a first down for UNLV. And Peter Tramontanis and all 275 pounds of him are running downfield.
Boy, and for UNLV, they have put the ball on the ground, and it has cost them dearly in this football game. And this time, they're very fortunate that Tramontanis was alert and downfield trying to block. A good strip that time by Gallimore.
Mason in motion. Here's Haro again. Darting through the defense for 8. Well, maybe they're not in throwing situation. Aaron Sprague on the stop.
Well, and UNLV has dominated in terms of total yardage. They've been able to drive the football more than Colorado State until that last drive, but they've not been able to convert. They've had the turnovers that have been very costly.
10 minutes to play. Again, in a game where both coaches told us they just cannot afford to lose this one. There's a short dive by Johnson. Close to the first down. Peter Hogan, junior out of Newport Beach, California, on the stop for Colorado State. It'll bring up 3rd and short, unless they measure, and they're going to call for it. Very close to the first down marker.
You're looking at Hogan, who was 2nd team All Mountain West Conference last year, had 4 sacks. 2 sacks coming into this game. Moved down to that left end spot in high school. He actually was a linebacker and a tight end. You keep putting on the pounds, eventually end up on the defensive line.
John Robinson, you see how short they are, just by about a foot. And John Robinson, while he was at USC, went 8-3 against Notre Dame. Today they played, and the Irish beat the Trojans. He is a man who thoroughly enjoys big situations. He loved that series, and he's had several big situations this season with this football team as they've tried to turn things around. UNLV 6 of 15. This would be a big situation. 3rd and 1. And it is Haro. He's got the first down, and he's down at midfield, brought down by Drew Wood. First down for UNLV as they just get inside Ram territory.
When Haro made a little hesitation as he got the football, allowed the offense to set their blocks up, the offensive line, then dove for that first down. Haro's getting a lot of work, and he usually gets spelled from time to time by Dominic Dorsey, who hasn't been able to play. He's coming out for a blow now, and Jabari Johnson will fill in.
Play action. Thomas has a man open. It's Mason. First down inside the 30. Troy Mason brought down by Pauley right at the 27.
A good throw that time by Thomas on a full run to his left, threw it back inside on the curl. Mason just sitting back in there in the soft spot in the zone. That's a tough throw when you're running like that, to throw it back inside.
24 yards for Mason. averaging almost 18 yards a pop. He is UNLV's big play man. Under 9 minutes. Thomas going to the end zone. Flag comes in late. Bobby Nero, the intended receiver, he got tangled up with Aaron Sprague. And the flag, now there are 2 flags. One flag came from the near side of the field, and another one, let's hear some explanation.
We have fouls on both teams. Chop block, offense, pass interference, defense. Penalties offset. First down.
So somebody came from the outside and hit below the waist and did a chop block on the offense. You see Sonny Lubick not real happy with the pass interference call. That ball really took off on Jason Thomas. Was not a tight spiral. The nose of the football was up. And I don't know if that ball was catchable or not to Nero on the post, but the legs got tangled up. Sonny Lubick didn't like the call.
Stays 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Thomas to Johnson. Cuts inside the 25 and brought down shy of the 21 by Drew Wood. Wood's a good player. He's all over the field tonight, just a sophomore. Polley's a sophomore. A lot of youth on this defense. Adam Wade, the other linebacker, is a sophomore.
And also helping out on that tackle was Aaron Sprague. He is a big, strong safety. 6'2", 220-pound strong safety. So when he comes up on run support, he hits like a linebacker.
2nd down and 6. Blitz is on. Thomas takes off. He's inside the 20. Dives close to a first down. Depending on the spot, and it does look like he will get it.
Well, he reached out with that football at the end, and that's what got it from. Dexter Wins, 5'9" and 165 pounds, coming up to try to make the tackle. And Thomas just sticks that long arm out at 6'4" and 230 pounds and pushes Wynn away. And through sheer will gets that first down. Take a look. Here's Wynn coming up, pushes him away by the chest, and he can't get to the body of Jason Thomas. You see him stick the football out just past the first down marker. That was a good spot, and he got that first down.
70 yards rushing on 11 keepers for Jason Thomas. This is Joe Harrow. Starts one direction, shifts to another, and gets 2 yards. Wood again on the stop for the Rams. 8 minutes and counting in this football game, and the Rebels need 9 points to tie. This has been one of their more impressive drives of the football game.
A good mixture of run and pass on this drive as well.
2nd down and 8. Ball on the 13-yard line. Right back to Harrow. He's inside the 10. He's got a first down at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, UNLV. Joe Harrow continuing to run very hard. 137 yards for Harrow.
So back-to-back big games for Harrow, and he has a huge hole that time behind that right side. Shane Wagers with another good block.
So 1st and goal from the 5.
There you see Harrow's numbers for the evening: 28 for 137 in the touchdown.
He missed practice Tuesday with a banged-up knee. But he has been at full speed tonight. From the 5. Harrow again, straight ahead. Touchdown! Joe Harrow's 2nd touchdown of the night. And he pulls UNLV within 3. And Pfeiffer is on. An important kick because it would make for a field goal for the Rebels to take the lead. They can get the ball back.
Well, watch Harrow finish this run. If I just talked a minute ago about how big Sprague is as a safety at 220, Harrow at 190 just ran right over him into the end zone.
Well, what a finish we anticipate. It's now Colorado State 26, UNLV 24. You're watching college football on Sports West, and we're back after a message from your local station. Vols go 80 yards in 11 plays. Joe Haro, 5-yard touchdown run, has UNLV within 2 points. And Haro tonight, 143 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And the kickoff is out of bounds. And the Rams catch a break, and they'll get the football at the 35-yard line. So Zumkli kicks it off the side of his foot. And Colorado
Kick out of
State.
bounds. Kicking team, by rule, the ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. First down.
Sonny Lubick will take that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see Colorado State's offensive philosophy. They're ahead in the football game by 2 points. They want to use as much clock as they can, but they cannot afford to kick the football back to UNLV after that last drive. UNLV's got some momentum. They're running the football well. Jason Thomas completed some balls. Will Colorado State get ultra conservative here, or will they be aggressive and just try to move the chains?
Well, they say Van Pelt has been showing more and more composure as of late. And here he throws a pass to his tight end Ochoa, and Ochoa gets 6 yards.
Well, there's your answer right there on first down. They don't just hand the football off. They go play action, and they're going to be aggressive. Good throw this time by Van Pelt on the runs. Got his big tight end open. That's a good first down play for Colorado State.
Ochoa, he's been around. This tonight is 31st start. He had 5 receptions against UNLV last year. 2nd down and 4. Childs in the backfield. Dreesen moving around at the line of scrimmage. And it's a delay to Childs, and he's been running well in this second half. He's got a first down and much, much more into UNLV territory before he's brought down by Shanka Wilson. And it's a first down on the 46.
Ross Dalton back in that secondary for UNLV. Remember, he was taken off the field, injured in the last drive. He's back out there and was under the feet of Childs at the end of that run.
These two defenses are solid defenses, but they have been giving up a whole lot of yardage in this second half. And UNLV needs to firm theirs up to get a chance. Right back to Childs. And he has gained tackle after a pickup of maybe 2.5. Ahmad Miller got there first, and he was joined by a couple of others. He's 2nd down and 8 nearing the 6-minute mark.
You mentioned earlier Henry Childs, a transfer from Kansas. His dad played in the National Football League. 16 rushes for 61 yards for Childs. He's also been doing a great job throwing the football.
Threw a touchdown and set up another. 2nd down and 8. Each team has 3 timeouts remaining. Van Pelt, screen pass. Childs wide open. He's got a first down, and he's knocked down inside the 30-yard line. That's twice they've run that play, and both times Childs has been wide open. Dalton finally pushed him out, but not before he picked up 15 yards.
Just bringing him on a swing to the outside. This time going to the left. The last time they ran it to the right. Bringing him on a little swing to the outside. And UNLV not picking him up. Typically, they have an outside backer on that side. Recognize that and jump on the receiver. But UNLV not picking him up as he came out of the backfield.
New set of downs. Clock continues to move. Ball resting on the 28. Dwayne Ruff in the backfield. Ruff gets the ball running straight ahead. He gets a couple. Adrian Watson on the stop, and he's running behind a line that's 315, 309, 281, 315, 270. You throw a Cho in there, that's 255. There's some power. And that UNLV defense has been out there a long time tonight.
There's some experience there, too, on that offensive line. That was a big strength for Colorado State coming into this season. And some guys that have been there.
I'm not the football game, bro. Doing some audio stuff for it. Yeah, hey, give me a call about 2 hours.
2nd and 8. Rebstock in motion. Van Pelt in some trouble. Throws inside, and it's intercepted. Kevin Thomas. His 3rd interception of the season, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. 13-yard return. The ball thrown just inside the end zone, and it's picked off.
Boy, and Colorado State really moving the ball at this point. And you tell quarterbacks, don't throw the ball late down the middle of the field, especially if you can't set your feet and throw it in flat. That time, Van Pelt was falling backwards with a pass rush in his face and tried to lob it down the middle of the field. Defensive backs in this Division I level are too quick. They're going to react to that ball as it's in the air, and Thomas is one of the best as he picks it off.
UNLV with the ball, 4:24 to play, and Jason Thomas calls his own number. And he dives across the 20. That's good enough for another first down. The clock will stop at 4:16 while they move the chains. 11 yards for Thomas, tackled by Adam Wade. Interesting that Colorado State chose to throw when they were running so well, and UNLV's been able to run very well against the Ram defense.
For this fourth quarter, that UNLV offensive line really asserting themselves. That last drive, they opened some big holes for Harrell.
But a big night for Joe Harrell. He's got the ball now, and he's hit at the 25. Picks up maybe 2. Wood on the stop for Colorado State. We're under 4 minutes to go. Jersey Joe Harrell out of Clifton, New Jersey, improving on his rushing numbers. Began the night as the 5th leading rusher in the conference, and he's had a big night. Clock continues to move. UNLV has all 3 timeouts remaining. Last time they had the ball, they marched 80 yards for a touchdown. Thomas is going to throw it. He's got a man open. It's incomplete. Threw it a bit high for Manley. 3rd down and 8.
We've seen Manley get more work and more throws today than we have in previous games this year. He's been the target more often tonight for Jason Thomas. That one should have been caught.
Clock stops. 3:25. John Robinson, Sonny Lugan. They know what's on the line here tonight. A 2-5 start through 7 games is devastating. 3rd and 8. What a big play this is. Thomas scrambling. He's in some trouble. Lowers his shoulder and doesn't come close to the first down. He gets to the 30. They need to get out past the 32. And with 3:12 to go and all your timeouts, what will John Robinson do here? Lucas Smith on the stop.
Well, you think the way that Colorado State ran the football on the last drive, you hate to give them the football back with 2:56 and counting on the clock.
They're going for it. If they don't make it, the Rams will take over at the 30-yard line. 4th and 3. Harrow in the backfield. Thomas throws it, and it's incomplete. And Colorado State's defense comes up big. Costa had the ball, and he took a licking. And the Rams take over. Was that Justin Gallimore that laid the hit? I think it was.
Gallimore was the man on the hit. 5'10", 198-pounder, and he really put a hit on Costa as he came out of the backfield. That was enough distance for a first down. Watch Robinson's reaction to the play.
Well, the Rams will have it just outside the 30. As UNLV gambles on 4th and short, and Justin Gallimore makes a huge play for Colorado State. And is that Costa still down?
Yeah, he took a hit on the play. A big hit. And you're concentrating on catching the football. You did everything you're supposed to do, but there's just no way to hold on to a ball like that.
While they attend to Costa, we will take a break. No, we'll keep it right here. Check that. It's time on the field. 2:37 to play. And now we will take a break. We'll be back with the finish. Rams by 2. Welcome back. Colorado State leading 26-24 with 2:37 to play. Each team has all 3 timeouts. Andre Childs in the backfield behind Van Pelt. He was picked off the last time he threw it. He hands it straight to Childs. Childs gang tackled at the 29 and a timeout called by UNLV.
Well, with 3 with 3 timeouts. And they took a couple of seconds there to call that. You would think the players on the field would have known that as soon as that ball is down, you're going to use those 3 timeouts. Colorado State needs to get a first down here, because with 3 timeouts, UNLV can stop the clock every 3 or 4 seconds as they run the football. Colorado State's going to have to be aggressive enough to get the yardage and pick up a first.
Well, Bradley Van Pelt caught a break thanks to his defense, because on their last drive he threw an interception. Now he's got the ball back and in a position to run the clock out and win the football game if they can get a first down. A field goal would make it so where UNLV would have to score a touchdown to win. As it stands right now, the Rebels just need 3.
Well, where the ball sits right now, you're talking about a 46 to 47-yard field goal. And so that's still not a given unless Colorado State can pick up some additional yardage here.
Quite a football game. He began with a blocked punt for a touchdown. The Rams held the lead through the first half. Rebels came back early in the second to take the lead. Colorado State answered right back. 2nd down and 9. Childs again the tailback. Van Pelt keeps it. He's got all red shirts just waiting for him, and he goes down for a big loss, and another timeout called by the Rebels. Shenga Wilson on the stop. A year ago in Fort Collins, Rebel fans and Ram fans alike remember the finish to that football game. Colorado State had the lead late. UNLV with the opportunity and one last drive. And back came the Rebels. A surprise to everyone, a handoff to Kevin Brown. And Brown broke free into the secondary. And this is the UNLV big underdogs in this football game. So that got them near midfield, and they continued their march. Jason Bond playing in behalf of the injured Jason Thomas. He finds Nate Turner for a first down. And this is Jason Bond, who really hadn't had an opportunity to play during the season. John Robinson marched him down the field. Very meticulous in his play calling. Another surprise run. And this got the ball inside the 15-yard line. There's under a minute to play. And Vaughn, very cool, steps back, looks for Nate Turner, who made all the big catches at UNLV, for the touchdown. Now all the Rebels needed was an extra point by Ray Chitani to tie the game and force overtime. Just 34 seconds or so to play. And Chitani's extra point was blocked. And the Rams won by 1. Now back to live action in 2001. It's 3rd down and 14. And Van Pelt, quarterback draw. Flag is down. Van Pelt is down, but he has a first down. And this penalty could prove to be enormous. Shenga Wilson on the stop. Van Pelt has a first down. If it's against the Rebels, now another flag is out. If it's against the Rebels, it'll be a first down, and the game will virtually be over. The late flag is flown too, so let's see which way both of these go. We'll take you back to last year here in just a moment. Some discussion going on. Holding against Colorado State. A dead ball personal foul against UNLV. I don't know if these will offset, and it may give the Rams a first down when it's all said and done with. Here comes the explanation.
Holding. Offense for the previous spot, 10 yards. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. Automatic first down.
Someone on that UNLV defense lost its cool and may have cost the Rebels a chance to win this football game.
And the yardage would not have been enough for a first down for Colorado State as you take the penalties and you walk off 10 and then walk back 15. The thing that kills UNLV is the automatic first down that comes with that personal foul. And somebody makes a mental error on defense for UNLV. And at that point, it would have been UNLV the ability to stop. This clock was stopped because of the penalty, and Colorado State would have been in a very difficult situation and been out of field goal range. So mental error could have cost UNLV here.
The third devastating penalty on the Rebels in this second half. And they've all benefited Colorado State. Here goes Childs, and he's cut down by Goldman with 1:49 to go. And the Rebels will take their last timeout, 3-yard gain. Well, back to a year ago, here's Chitani getting ready for the field goal try. Hey, last year was Colorado State's year. They blocked the kick, and they win the game by 1 point. Rhett Nelson blocked the kick. Rams went on to win the conference by 1 game, and they went on from there to win the Liberty Bowl. So it was not a block kick that broke the Rebels' hearts this year. It was a personal foul after the Rebels had appeared to have stopped Colorado State on what may be the very last drive of the game. So 1:45 to go, 26-24, Colorado State.
And UNLV's used their last timeout now. And we mentioned that Colorado State needed to get a first down. Didn't matter how they got it by penalty. And with that, they can essentially run the clock out now.
Van Pelt back into the huddle. He's got his play from Sonny Lubick.
Now you tell your UNLV defense, we have got to hold people up and strip the football.
Van Pelt gets it to Childs. Childs spinning forward inside the 25-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 4. Each game this year will be looking for the Hook Me Up reception of the game, presented by OmniServe Wireless. Your phone, your service, your lifestyle. And there's our OmniServe reception of the game. Hey, hook me up. And Troy Mason is hooked up on the deflection from Johnson for a spectacular touchdown. 3rd down and 5. Van Pelt back to Childs. He will be cut short of the first down by about 2 yards with 1 minute to play, and it's 4th and 3. Dietrich Canterbury on the stop. Well, if you're Sonny Lubick, do you kick a field goal or do you run a play?
Well, if you kick a field goal, you risk getting it blocked and that turning into a score.
You see time ticking away. 40 on the game clock, 13 on the play clock. 4th down. Van Pelt just waiting, eating up as much time as he can. Now he takes a timeout with 28 seconds to play. So Sonny Lubick and his staff huddling up. 4th and 3. The notion about kicking a field goal is you would then force UNLV to have to score a touchdown. But you're right, risk of blocking a kick is there, but this way, if you don't get it, the Rebels need 1 bomb and a field goal to win it.
That's right, and you get the ball back with approximately 25 seconds to go in the game here. And so a big decision for Sonny Lubick.
And Robinson no doubt saying no personal fouls. Really cost UNLV a full nearly a minute and the opportunity to get the ball back. There was a penalty earlier in the game which turned a 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8, and UNLV had to throw instead of run. They threw an incompletion, had to kick a field goal, missed the kick. There was a drive for Colorado State where they got on 3rd and short. UNLV jumped the gun, gave them a first down, they went out and scored. And then this 3rd penalty here has really put them in a bind.
Colorado State.
Well, the field goal kicker is on. Kent Naughton, Reb Stocks the holder. This will be a 39-yard attempt. It'll be poetic justice for a blocked field goal return for a UNLV victory from a year ago. Naughton ready to make the attempt. And it's a fake. And the fake didn't work. And the Rebels will take the ball. Dietrich Canterbury on the stop. Well, with 22 seconds left, UNLV has got a chance.
Boy, and Sonny Lubick, we said it would be an interesting decision whether to kick or to go for it. So he crosses us both up, and he lines up like he's going to kick and then goes for it in the fake. 22 seconds. UNLV needs to move the football an awful long ways in 22 seconds to get in a field goal range to try to win this.
There are a few Ram fans in the stadium. There are some Sonny Lubick fans. He started his coaching career at Beatty High School, where they play 8-man football. Beatty, a couple hours northwest of Las Vegas. He said there were going to be some folks making the drive in, even after all these years, to cheer him on.
45 yards is what UNLV would need to be in field goal range in 22 seconds.
Well, Thomas is going to give it all he's got. Mason is down there, so's Nero, and it went in and out of the hands of Bobby Nero. Wow. Nero looks up at the scoreboard. He had a chance for a completion there.
That was definitely a catchable ball. That went through both of Bobby Nero's hands. Take a look at it at the end. Catchable ball. Right through his hands. That ball should have been caught.
Well, if it was, UNLV would have the field goal kicking team on with a chance to win the game. As it stands, 14 seconds left. That play took about 8 seconds. They're going to try it again. This time Nero's out. Irvin Johnson and Michael Johnson are back. Thomas under some trouble. He runs into his own lineman. He's got to get away. Here he does. And Jason Thomas just runs out of bounds with 4 seconds to play. And Colorado State got pressure in there, and Thomas was never able to get set.
Well, and Thomas knew that on the full run to his left, with the receivers down the field 55 yards, there was no way for him to get the ball out there and give anyone a chance. So he gets it out of bounds, and he's got one more play to try to throw the ball up the field.
4 seconds to play. Sonny Lubick probably doesn't realize how close it came for Bobby Nero to make that catch. When he looks at the films, he will know that he dodged the bullet if they can hang on. This will be the last play of the game, barring a penalty. The Rams bring a blitz, and Thomas is in trouble, and he's sacked. The Colorado State defense rises to the occasion. And they stun the Rebels at Sam Boyd Stadium 26-24. Some untimely penalties, some drop balls, and some very good play by Colorado State certainly made the difference. John Robinson, Sonny Lubick meet at midfield. Lubick's Rams walk away 3-4. John Robinson's Rebels 2-5, knowing they've got to run the table now to have a winning season and become bowl eligible. For Colorado State, they've got Utah next week. They're now 2-1 in conference play. They still play BYU, so there's reason to believe they're still in contention in the Mountain West Conference. At the conclusion of each game, we select the AT&T Most Valuable Player, presented by AT&T Wireless Authorized Dealers. Wireless from AT&T, your world close at hand. And the AT&T MVP for tonight's game, Bradley Van Pelt. The sophomore has been playing his best football as of late. There were a few moments where his composure was called on, and the young fella came through.
He did. He didn't throw the ball real pretty in the first half, but he made some plays with his feet, caught a touchdown pass in this football game, and really did it all for Colorado State offensively.
We knew this game would be close. We knew the special teams would make the difference, and indeed they did. Both teams wanted to stop the other team from running. They did not, for the most part, especially in this second half. The dust is settling on a Colorado State victory. You're watching college football on Sports West, and we're back after a message from your local station.